What's up you guys? So in this video we're going to film the at-home workouts, hence why we're in my living room. This is something you can follow along, and for those that are just getting started that have no weights or any workout equipment, or you just want to work out at home and not at the gym. So let's get started on the workout. So you'll be able to download the PDF version of the workout in your download section. So we're going to start off with squats, lining up your shoulders, hips, down with your feet being a little bit wider than shoulder width and toes pointed outward a tiny bit. You're going to hip hinge, where you bend at your knees and at your hips. Keeping your back straight, your core tight, you drop it down. You're going to enter what's called a figure four. It's where your body is making this figure four. You want to bring the legs about parallel with the floor if you can. Some people might lack mobility and can't go down all the way. An option is to put something underneath your heels to help with that. Another good option I like to do is put my hands behind my head, especially if you're a beginner, because a lot of people tend to cave their chest forward. That just keeps your torso upright. Here's a view from the front. You can also just put your hands in front of you. You want to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 30 seconds to 1 minute rest in between. Next, we're going to do calf raises. Line up your knees with your feet and just go up and down. Pretty straightforward. Here's a side view of that. If you need to hold on to something, like me, I'm holding on to this dresser. It helps keep your balance. Here's a view from the back. These next two are optional, but I recommend you hold on to something if you're less experienced, because you can actually hurt yourself. But the first one, you point your toes inward. This targets the calf a little bit different angle. Here's a view from the back. As you can see, I'm supporting myself. And the next one is toes pointed outward. Here's a view from the front. Pretty simple. Same rep ranges and sets, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, 30 seconds to 1 minute rest in between. Next, we're going into push-ups. Make sure you pack your scapula by bringing your shoulder blades together and downward. Here's a view from the side, how it should look, and the front. Keep your core tight as well. For your hands, you want to be about shoulder width apart, a little bit more wide, depending on your mobility. You want your elbows to be pointed outward a tiny bit. You want the height to be around nipple height. You want to push outward almost like you're benching a barbell. If you don't have much mobility in your wrist, you can also do them with your knuckles down. If you have those push-up bars, you can use those as well. You'll want to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 30 seconds to 1 minute rest in between. Next, we'll do in the cat camel. This one's pretty simple. Get on all fours, line up your hips with your knees and your toes, hands forward as well, lined up, your hands about shoulder width apart. Bring your back up as high as you can, like a cat ready for battle. And camel is downward. Push your belly out and head up. Here's a view from the front. We talk about this more in the mobility and stability videos. You'll want to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps with 30 seconds to 1 minute rest in between. Next, we're doing bicep curls. With this, we're doing table curls, I call them. You want to position your feet to where you're able to hang straight down on the table. Keep your core tight, scapula packed, and the range of motion is coming from your elbow. If that's too hard for you, you can put your butt on the floor and just curl that way. Try not to make this into a rowing action where you're using your back. As you can see, my rib cage starts to lift up here because my chest starts to go up and my back muscles start to tense up. Next, let's hit the shoulders. These are called Pike push-ups. I also call them downward dog push-ups. Pretty much you want to be about shoulder width apart in your hands. You're gonna put your butt straight in the air like a downward dog. Most of your weight will be going into your arms. Keep your core tight, scapula packed. And it's just pretty much like doing a push-up where most of the motion is coming from your shoulders and your elbows. Got a pretty good pump with this one. And last, we'll finish with abs. I like the big three, which is crunches, legs lift, and Russian twist. With crunches, you want to bend at the middle of the core. This is different from sit-ups as opposed to where you go all the way up. This gets more your upper abs, and then we'll transition into the leg lift. This is optional, but you can put your hands below your butt to kind of create a little bit of leverage. Keep the core tight. Remember in the mobility stability video to tighten your TVA and your pelvic floor and your rectus abdominis and your obliques. And then last, we'll finish with the Russian twist. You want to be lifted up, keep your legs bent, back off the ground, keeping your core tight and everything, and just twist from left to right. I like to tap the floor so I can put a motion to it. With this, you want to do 8 to 12 reps each side. So with the abs, you can do them back to back, do your crunches, leg lifts, and Russian twist. Or you can do your abs with a rest in between. So you can do your crunches, rest, leg lifts, rest, Russian twist, rest, and start all over again. If you watch the BYOW video, build your own workout, you can program your specific sets and reps for you. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Give the video a like if you want to see more like these. And with that, we're out.